Hey y'all. Mm. Happy Monday. And welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk About Life podcast. I am your girl, Sheena. So let's get into it, y'all, because I gotta work in a little bit. First off, I'm gonna tell you to look behind me, but don't look too hard because there's stuff all over the place. But your girl has moved, right? I don't have my gray walls. I'm not in the corner of my bedroom. Um, I don't have my little accent wall with the little teals and all of the things that I was inspired by a rug that I could not afford. um, yeah, your girl has moved into an apartment. Um, my sons are still at home in the family house. They are taking over the mortgage. I have moved out into an apartment by myself, just for some peace. And yeah, I do not have it all together yet. Like I said, over here, we got the drawer with the pillow hanging in it. That should be over here on the little chair. We got the bookshelf with the what is that? Little cleaning wipes and some paper towels and stuff up there that should be in the drawer. So like I said, look because I want you to see that it's a different background. But don't look too hard. Okay, don't look too hard. But yeah, so I moved in on the 1st. What today is the 11th, and I'm still trying to get it all together. It's been a very, very eventful week and some change of just, moving is just absolute trash. Let's start there. Moving is trash, packing up your stuff is trash, moving it and fighting it up the stairs is trash because yes, y'all, I'm actually on the second floor. Um yeah. And trying to get a king size mattress up the steps and around the good corner. Not for the weak. And baby, I was weak. I thought I was real strong, but I was probably the weakest link out of the three of us that was moving. But anyway, yeah, I don't have much today. I am literally, I'm just fulfilling that obligation. I'll be honest. I almost feel like when I first started the podcast, I was supposed to, I typically record Sunday nights, and last night, for one, I was exhausted. After moving and not taking really time off to move, still working, and then thinking I was going to relax this past weekend, but then we had my granddaughter's birthday party and everything that goes along with that, plus church and all of the things. I was exhausted. So while I did eat after church and get me a phenomenal nap in, I laid on my back for the rest of the night. I did not even move. I did get up probably around 11 or so, 11:30, and made some treats. But outside of that, I did absolutely nothing. And I just felt like, because one of the great things about this move is, I have a second bedroom that I'm essentially using as my office. If you look back there, you can see the computer because I don't know what I still gotta move stuff around in there, but it's supposed to be like a studio, podcast studio / office type situation. And I don't have that set up all the way yet. So that really had me like, okay, Lord, I don't even want to record because it's so easy to get stuck on wanting things to be perfect. When I mean, if I think about it, girl, they weren't even perfect when you was at the house. You was over in the little corner, okay? And it's funny because, like I said, like let me be real. So like you can see some things behind me, and I wanted to kind of angle the camera, so that you couldn't really see, anything. But I got stuff all over the place. But it's been plenty of times that I'd recorded at home and I'd just moved the stuff all out of the way. And so this area, like right around the camera, be clear, but baby, it'd be tore up outside of that. So whatever. But yeah, so I'm glad to be back up here. Now that I'm up here, I feel good. Hold on, y'all. Because it's first thing in the morning. This is my wake up and smell the coffee. I did. I'm actually drinking coffee this time, and she hit maple syrup in your coffee. Game changer. That woodsy taste of maple syrup that would make me never put maple syrup on a pancake. delicious in coffee. And it's a non-processed sugar, which is something that we should all be trying to wean ourselves off of. So if you haven't tried it, give it a try. A little couple of, well, I do a little bit less than a couple tablespoons, but again, like I said, I'm trying to not be so dependent on sugar, but you should give it a try. But anyway, though, yeah, so like I said, I have moved. Y'all, I'm gonna be real. So like my sons are great, they are great young men. But one of the things now, my air conditioner, I don't know if y'all can hear that. My air conditioner, because it's an old apartment, my air conditioner is super loud. It's done woke me up out of my sleep when I first got here. It just clicked on. That's what made me think of it. And before it clicked on, sometimes it get knocked like. But not me moving and the internet still absolutely. I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is. I need to get somebody to look at it because something about this StreamYard, it don't be the bandwidth or whatever keeps going down. But yeah, that air conditioner get to clicking around the first time I did it, and I was looking like who trying to come up and through here? But it's the air conditioner clicking on, so now I know it. But y'all, one of the things, my youngest son used to be across the hall from me, and he get up super early, and he's really into music, so he's always like beatboxing and dancing and stuff like that. So like, I mean, I listen to the rain now because it soothes me, but I initially started listening to the rain and stuff because he would be up first thing in the morning, all I could hear is I can't even be all of that, and he dancing around and stuff like that, and I would be like, "Sir, I'm still asleep," or they singing, they slamming the microwave shut, open and shut. When I tell you the peace that I feel just in knowing that the only noise that I'm going to hear in here is the air conditioner, right? It's just me. If I ain't got my TV on, I don't hear nothing. If I'm not talking, I ain't nobody talking. If I ain't got my music playing, ain't no music playing. It's not, sometimes boys used to be playing Battle of the Bluetooth speakers. As soon as I cut my music on, I look and now George cleaning the bathroom. Now he got to listen to his music, and we listening to different things. Sometimes we'll be listening to the same praise team songs and listening to a different song and on different part and all that. So the peace is amazing. The quiet, I left everything like this, and it's just like that when I get back. That is amazing. Now I will tell you, as I was on this journey, I kind of waited until everything was solidified. Like I had told a couple close friends and stuff like that. But I kept it super quiet while I was doing it because just as to be expected, y'all, you would be surprised the mixed reviews I got of moving out of my own house and doing what I want to do with my money and my time and my energy. Child, my one homegirl was like, it couldn't have been, like it. I'm not gonna say my one homegirl. I'm gonna say people in general because I don't want to call nobody out. People in general, would be like, I can't believe you would do that. I would never do that. I wouldn't move. Yeah, them boys is grown. I wouldn't have moved out. I would have made them go to an apartment. I would never. That's what my son now certain ways so that he ain't gotta and he would never. And yeah, we can always speak on what we wouldn't do in a situation, right? But that's the same thing as me saying, like, yeah, so I decided to move out of my home so that my young adult sons could have the opportunity to move and operate as adults, but within their family home. So that, yeah, they paying big bills and doing all of the things, but not in a situation where, like, that culture shock of, like, not only am I out here for the first time paying bills and being an adult, but now I'm in an unfamiliar space and I got these different neighbors, and this one parked in my parking spot because I already had that happen. Child, this parking spot life, not ever. All of those kind of things, I chose to do things this Glee is disabled, so it gives him the opportunity to have that real adult life without, there's a lot of change that comes along with moving and all of that. So yeah, this is what has worked for me. And like I said, for those who have said child, because I could never move out of my house and let my boys still stay there. Yeah, but you let that man stay there, not in a rent and stuff, and not support you and play the game all day, or whatever. You stay at the trash job where the manager is racist and make you feel like nothing, but because you make a lot of money, you stay there. There's so many different situations that I could think of. You stay with so that's been cheating on since, but because they pay all of the bills, you stay in that, right? Again, not the same, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe you still stay at home and you make your child move out, but then they unsuccessful and they doing bad. And then you look up and you got all of the grandkids living with you while they out there scraping and scrambling, barely making it. Whatever the story might be, there's always going to be something that you would never have done, that I would never have done, right? But we all out here living our own lives. I guess I'm saying all of that to say, girl, do what works for you, Chad. Do what works for you, because it's always going to be somebody that has something to say. It's always going to be somebody that has an opinion, because what they say, opinions are like buttholes, and we all got one, right? But that don't mean that they matter. You understand what I'm saying? And people can think that they have good intentions by telling you all of the things. But realistically speaking, who cares what you would have done? Who cares how you would have done it? Who cares if you think it's a good idea? You know what I'm saying? The only person that I'm worried about pleasing for real, is the Lord. Okay. And this was something that I prayed on. It was something that I let sit in my spirit. And all I have been asking him is, if it is your will, let it be done. And yeah, my pastor already prophesied this about 2-3 years ago anyway. And that, look, I know you told me you owned your own house, but I see you moving and I didn't move. I don't regret it at all. Are there some things that I missed already from being at home? Absolutely. Like the biggest thing for me was sitting outside on my porch because I don't have one. I could sit out there on the stoop, but woo child the ghetto. I wish I would be sitting out on the stoop. Absolutely not. But yeah, but the funny thing is, I was at my house over the weekend, sitting out there talking to my sister, and the way these allergies kicked in, honey, you would have thought I never had a porch to sit on and never sat under a tree, because obviously being in a little apartment complex, you don't have trees. Like there's trees in the back, but I'm not under the trees like at my house. Like my house is covered in trees, you might as well say. And yeah, I dug in this eye so much from my eyes itching. It looked like I had pink eye the next day. But yeah, there's definitely some differences. And there's some things that I miss. But overall, I I am loving it. I am loving it. It's a new experience. I'm excited to see how things go. Right now it's just for a year. Even though, to be honest, I can't even imagine moving again in a year. But even if I was to not move back into my house, I know this is not the apartment that I would stay in for a long, long time, if that makes sense. Which kind of leads me to my next point. And like I said, I ain't gonna be before you long, because I got about 20 minutes before I'm supposed to be on the clock. Listen to them birds. I need to crack my windows. Y'all, I had to pry my windows open with a daggone butter knife. This one apartment I looked at downstairs, this is super random. I looked at an apartment in downtown Norfolk, close by my job, And it was very small, but it was about a block away from my job. It was very small, but it was an all utilities included kind of thing. Very modern, very up to date, everything new, because they had just renovated this bank and made it into an apartment building or whatever. But like I said, outside of being super small, like I think I was looking around between six and between, I think the smallest I looked up at was like 576 square feet. The biggest was a little bit over six. And we talking like $1,500, but it was an all utilities included kind of thing. And that was lights, water, all of the things. Internet. The lady had said that the internet was really, really good. There was a little cute little gym on site. It was a secure building. And then of course I would have been in that downtown space, but you know, everything is super high down there. Y'all, I went in there to look at them dang on apartments and none of the windows open. And that blew my mind. And the girl gonna tell me, oh yeah, no, unfortunately the windows don't open, but we have this exhaust thing over like in the kitchen, a little, not like the exhaust fan over the stove or whatever, but like a vent in the ceiling, talking about it's an exhaust here, so everything goes up. What? I was looking like, well, ain't that a fire hazard? Don't the windows got open? What? If the building is on fire, am I gonna go up through the vent? Through what? So yeah, needless to say, I didn't get that. But then I got here, y'all, and the funny thing is, that was one of the things. Oh, I can see the little lady that in the little rent office. Is that her? Being upstairs and having my window, the blinds open, I can see straight across at the people. Um, but yeah, when I got here and I looked at the apartment, which it took them forever to get it ready, that's a whole nother story. But to God be the glory because I made it in here. Um, I asked her specifically, do the windows open? And she said yes. She opened one of the front windows and she did struggle. She's a heavy set lady, so she had to put something into it. And then I get here and I can't get none of the windows open. Because while I am strong, these little wrists is trash. And if I gotta pinch it and do all of this and do all of that, I said, well, I know goodness well I ain't moved into this daggone apartment. And it's been cool. This is the coolest August I feel like I ever remember my entire life. It's been in the 70s. It's my kind of weather. And I can't crack these windows open. The AC already is cycling on and off. Like, let me give it a reason to cycle on and off. Uh, yeah, I took that daggone butter knife first. I was like, let me go to this to the what is it called? The rent office. I don't even know. Let me go to this rent office and see, do I gotta put in a work order for somebody to come and open the windows? Can you just come and show me what you did? Child, I took that butter knife and I pried these windows open, and now I got them. I ain't even gonna lie, they ain't even all the way closed. They look like they closed, but because we won't be doing that. I accidentally closed the window in my room the other night, and I had to get the butter knife to pry it back open because the little latches they got on it, them things. They look. I mean, I'm upstairs, so ain't nobody coming through the window, but um, they wouldn't be able to get in here. They would have to bust it open. They would not be able to stick anything under it and pry it because them things be are like the what's them little claws they used to claw you? Not the claws, the little things they used to pry you out the car when you've been in a car accident. The jaws of life, whatever. They strong like that. Why did I get to talking about them? Oh, child, I was about to say I done got the rambling on about the windows, girl. What are you talking about and why? But no, what I was gonna say is as far as when you think forever home, one, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna live in an apartment long term, and for years, one is gonna be in an apartment building that I own. That's first off, right? Because we ain't playing out here. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? You don't become a homeowner just to slide into an apartment for for a long period of time if you don't have to. And but what one thing to this apartment, so like I picked this apartment because it was super cheap. It's close to my church. It's close to my boys, so I'm away, but I'm just far enough away to have peace, and I'm close enough that you know what I'm saying. I can get to them, and they can get to me whether we had a car or not. You know what I'm saying? Um, but one thing about me, and the version of me that was in struggle and survival mode for so long, I had always been, notice I said had, I had always been one to be like, girl, I don't care what the room look like, I don't care what this look like, all I need is the four walls, and I need for the appliances to work so I can do what I need to do, or whatever the case might be. um just very much like, it doesn't matter as long as I have the basic necessities. And to be quite honest, moving into here let me know that, baby, we didn't grew past that. We like all of the amenities and the nice granite countertops and all of the things. My kitchen at my house was redone a few years ago, and that actually made it very hard for me to get a classic apartment that didn't have all of that goodness in there. Um, but like I said, just based off of what I'm trying to do after this year, it makes sense for me to be in a cheaper apartment. But that's probably been the biggest thing that I have seen and noticed and realized within myself, is that my growth, I've changed so much. I I mean, I knew I had changed in a lot of ways, like with being more outgoing, doing things with the church, but like on a personal level of like what makes me tick, what my expectations are in life, things like that. This apartment, it's a cute apartment. It's very spacious. Um, it's plenty of space for me. I could have somebody else in here if I wanted to, space wise. Um, I already miss having a big kitchen. I didn't realize how important. Like I thought I just had the kitchen for the boys because they used to always dance around in the kitchen. But your girl needs a nice, spacious kitchen so I can slide around in there and really do all of the things that I like to do. I do like modern appliances, even down to like the one thing about an old apartment, like the cabinets are old and they smell funny. Um, the walls, these people, girl, I don't know who they got to plaster and patch these walls over the time, but it looked like they didn't got their grandchild or their grandmama to do it because everything is just real. I don't know if rustic is the word. Um, I'm gonna say the apartment has a lot of personality, and like I said, it's gonna do for this year. But just like I said, when I think long term, um, and just what I require now, I know that I have moved past just the basic necessities. You know what I'm saying? Which is huge for me because, like I said, for so long, I have kind of lowballed myself in every way possible. So for me to kind of realize, yeah, we just don't want the windows to just open easily and they're nice and clean. There's a lot of things that I had to clean in here coming in here because again, I don't know whoever did the cleaning. They must live in this apartment complex and must have got a couple $100s off their rent for the month for doing it because they did clean, but they ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even OCD clean, but my God, my God. But yeah, I just really wanted to update y'all. I think I got about 10 minutes um before I have to get ready for work. Oh, one more thing. I know I'm just rambling because, like I said, I'm up here because the Lord said you're gonna stop playing around with me and trying to skip weeks because I don't care what you got going on. You need to get up there. You need to do what I told you to do, y'all. These past 2 weeks of church, I don't know if it's because Pastor been preaching, and he had kind of taken a break from preaching, and like our ministers and training were preaching, but I have left so full. Last week, I remember saying, not yesterday, but last week, I remember saying, I'm tired, but I feel so full. Just the message, the songs that we've been singing, they have been hitting home. And if I felt like I didn't relate to the song, the Lord has really been working in my life in a way. Okay, girl, I'm just gonna let you know I'm gonna take you through something this week because by the time you sing this song on Sunday, what you're gonna be saying is true. Because sometimes when you are on the praise team and you sing different songs every week, you learn the words to the songs, you you just sing it. You know what I'm saying? You just sing it because that's what you're doing. And these past 2 weeks, I haven't been just singing. I have been giving my testimony. I have been thanking God in the interim of singing the song. I have been truly able to praise him almost in a different way because of how he's been moving. Like I said, the fact that I was able to move, the fact that the boys are able to afford to pay the mortgage while I'm gone, the way that I have gone out and said, okay, I'm going to leave everything at my home so that my boys can have all of the things, and I'm just going to start over from scratch. Like I literally only brought the stuff that was in my bedroom and the things in my bathroom, that I actually use, my toiletries and stuff. And already within a week's time, like I went to the little Habitat for Humanity on a Wednesday. I was taking Glee to the doctor and said, let me just stop in and see if they have anything at all that I can put in here. And I done walked out of there with a whole house full of furniture, like whole house, to the point now, my little chair that I'm normally sitting in for the podcast, I'm like, girl, where I'm gonna put you, girl? Because I don't even know if I can. I done got this little couch, this little futon thing. I don't even know if I can fit you in the little room, girl, with my desk. I don't know, but just to be able to say that, I was telling my sister, her brother had some furniture that he was willing to sell me for more than I wanted to pay, honestly. Um, and I was like, "Nah, girl, I ain't about to pay no $500 for no furniture, whether it's new or not. It's been sitting in the storage. That just don't sit well in my spirit. But I ain't gonna worry about it because it's gonna come. And baby, I didn't furnish my whole house for about look 200, 250. Okay, easy, nice things. And like I said, that's just the Lord saying, okay, you've been patient, you've been diligent, you're doing the things that I've been telling you to do. Um, you giving me my time sometimes because I'm still I'm still working on that, and he still keeps showing up, child, showing up and showing out. I seen this thing last night that said, what if the way we be like, I can't do it right now, what if we go to get up and take a breath, like, and then he said, oh no, I can't even do it right now, and now you can't breathe and you dead, baby. But anyway, yeah, I am grateful, I am blessed. Um, like I said, the pastor's word has been amazing. He came and dropped something in my spirit personally to me on Sunday that it was most appreciative, and I know I got some work to do in a couple areas. Um, I just feel full, y'all, and I mean, I already did a message about being grateful. Not that I can't shout it from the rooftops every time I'm up here, but I am just grateful. I am blessed. I feel full. I feel um all of the things, all of the things. Yeah. So hopefully, all I'm gonna say is I don't even know what room I'm gonna be in the next time I record, but my plan is to at least have the stuff together, so I ain't got to be talking about don't look in the back because of all of the things that's just sitting there. I'm gonna at least have the stuff together. That's my goal this week. I ain't really trying to go nowhere. I ain't really trying to run to nobody's store and buy nothing, except I am looking for end tables. Um, is that what they call little coffee tables? Yeah. Child, I don't know. I just know what I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm just gonna work on getting this little place together because of course, when the Lord bless you with something, you gotta take care of it. And I am excited to take care of this and just like I said, to be on this journey of being by myself, to watch my boys grow, having their own place. Like I'm pulling up to my house, knocking on the door because it's their house, and I don't want to just be all and throughout. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to help them in little ways, like any parent would when your kids move out or you move out. You know what I'm saying? They still figuring it out, and just still some things that I could do for them. But I'm very, very excited to just watch their growth over the next year, and then to also watch mine. Because, like I said, one thing about it, and two things for certain, I am learning so much more about Sheena these days. Because now I done took out all of the distraction. I don't have no excuses. I don't have no reason for nothing besides This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. So it's going to be a very exciting journey, all across the board. So y'all pray for us. And again, when I say y'all, I do mean those who pray. I've said that before. Uh, Not those who the Lord wouldn't know who you was if you hollered out to him. Okay. Uh, Not those who already know that if today was the last day, you not certain where you was going. Um, those prayer warriors that I know, y'all keep me and my boys in your prayers as we navigate this new chapter of our lives. That's pretty much it, y'all. Everybody be blessed. Have an amazing day. It's Monday. We about to knock this week out of the park. Last week at work was a little rough for me, and I rebuke that up in the name of Jesus right now, because we're not gonna be all. I spent too many days being pissed off last week at work, and I ain't about to do that. So I'm claiming an amazing day and an amazing week if the Lord sees fit for me to make it through the week. Y'all do the same. I love y'all. If you stuck around this long as your girl just rambled on and on, I love you and I thank you. If not, I'm going to hold you next time. Everybody be blessed and have a good day.